Well, hello, my pickles, my snowflakes, my turtles, my no matter what club members, and my favorite Goldilocks. Welcome. Well, one of the subbies here asked me to talk about how it was for me with keto in the beginning. So glad to do it. We'll see how long it takes. It could end up being a two-parter, but let me just begin and see how it rolls out because I want you to have enough time for the cuppa and to move on. So maybe part two will be on Monday. But anyway, what happened to me, this was like 6, 7, maybe 8 years ago. I don't know how I got to thinking that sugar and wheat were no longer working for me, but I did. And I fell into the Wheat Belly book by William Davis. And although he never used the word keto, it was basically not eating the wheat. I don't know how I got to the sugar. Maybe he talks about sugar in the book. I don't remember because it was a while back. Old brain. And so it was August. I do remember that. And I gave up wheat in August and felt pretty terrific and immediately went out and bought $200 worth of gluten-free items like pasta and bread and all that stuff because that's what I do when I find something new that works, although I am getting better, but this was then. And then in September, I think he came out with another book, and the first book must have been like in print for a few months, and he came out with a second book, and I think it did address sugar. So I gave up sugar in September of that year. So I was sugar and wheat free. And the keto movement was just getting started, And people were jumping on. It hadn't become a keto-fied sort of thing yet. It was just basically keto. And maybe the keto people were like over here to the side getting ready with their products or getting their keto-fied recipes ready. But I pretty much stuck to the box of no sugar and no wheat and did the keto. And I found Dr. Berg at that time too. And he was one that was like, I don't know if you can see Frankie, but he's like enjoying eating this tree right there. Frankie. Anyway, so with Dr. Berg, he was like, as many vegetables as you want. And so he had one time on a video, he had a salad bowl like this big and filled with, he probably needed 30 boxes or, those clamshell containers of whatever lettuces he was having. And so he was big on it. So we had permission to eat a lot of veggies. So I wasn't counting the carbohydrate grams of veggies at that time. It was just such a relief to just have no sugar and no wheat. So it's basically meat, eggs, cheese, the dairy, the butter, and I wasn't into ghee then, and the unlimited veggies. So, that was the first amount of time, and I think I dropped 17 pounds from doing it. And, it was a twofold entry into the keto world, the feeling better and then the eating better. And, I was attracted to both of those things with keto, but, the people were, all the feeds and things that you would find about losing weight, losing weight, losing weight. And somehow older people began to find me, older men and women both, but mostly women. And early on, I began my keto coaching sort of series. And I also was interviewing other people that were doing keto, familiar names you may see in the comments. And we were all experiencing our own version of bliss from keto. And little by slowly, people started writing books, people started doing recipes, people started keto-fying things. And so probably in the second, third, and fourth year, um, it would be like 2000, maybe, you know, 14, 15, 2014, 15. The world became flooded with keto, and it kind of got, no other word comes to mind except bastardized, because people were keto-fying things, and you don't have to give up keto desserts. You can have keto desserts, and here's 15 of them. You don't have to give up bread. Here's a keto bread that you can make in the microwave. And it just became a lot of that. And so I became interested in the keto-fying, and I bought coconut flour and almond flour. I was still doing the weighing, the measuring, the chronometer, um, and I was doing the keto-fying, keto cookies. I made some molasses spice ones, which were very good, and they come to mind again. So I was buying tons of keto products and tons of keto oils and things to put in coffee, and the Keto creamer, Kitu, and all that kind of stuff. And I just got right into it with a lot of products. I was doing a lot of keto hauls. It was just an evolving as this keto. What is this? Well, you can lose tons of weight. And so I was in on kind of like the ground floor of it gaining the momentum. And I was still strict, structured, and disciplined through all of it. And then, like, I got kind of against or separated from the only keto-fied thing I was doing was pizza, because I said I can do anything if there's a pizza involved. And I still feel that way to this day. So I stopped. Gave away. There was somebody that worked at the police department that was doing it, and I gave him my keto flour, my coconut flour, I was doing coconut oil. I was buying it by the gallon. I still do, or the big jugs. I use it for cooking a lot, but I was putting it in my coffee. I was putting it in and on and around everything. And I was totally into that. And then I was also people that have keto oils for like adding into coffee concoctions, sometimes with ghee. They would give me their products for free to try them out and do a review. So I was active with that. My coffees were loaded. The idea of a black coffee never occurred to me. I was still chewing gum until the day that I found, I'd never realized it was a duh moment, that chewing gum was like loaded with carbs. And so I was having like a pack and a half a day. I was working that stressful job in the treatment facility for women and their children, and it was a lot of stress. And I thought the gum was a great way to relieve some of the stress, because I was like grinding it out, and when alone I would snap my gum, not when people were around me. So I was having a ton of gum and loaded coffees and all kinds of things. I would do my little, what I eat in a day. I would do on Sundays, I worked like a 10-hour day, I think, at the shelter. And that too was so long ago, it's getting hazy. But, I would pack all these things in little containers, and it would be great. I would be all loaded up. I would have my yogurt and my berries and my, cottage cheese and fruits and that. I would have my little nuts. I would have my peanut butter. I would have, keto. And, it was working. I mean, I lost those 17 pounds, felt great, hadn't been that size, I guess you could say, for a long, long time. And so from the beginning of my Weight Watcher reentry to the first years of keto, I had dropped like a total of 34 pounds, and it was great. I've lost maybe 30 more since then, but that's further down the line. So it was still strict and structured, and I was so disciplined, and I wanted everybody else to be. The people that I coached, it was the same way. I had my swatter for my smackdowns when people were being naughty, and it was kind of like paying attention to the food and the quantity, and the weighing and the measuring and that part, and not paying attention to the behaviors of a carb addict, a sugar addict, a food addict, and, behaviors and, what leads us into overeating and binging and, just diving in. And on the other hand, what also keeps us abstinent from not only the food items, but those behaviors. And so the behaviors and how we handle those sort of things and the stressors, like yesterday's video, shouts with, stressed, hungry, angry, lonely, tired, sick, has come, full forward for me as what I do here with YouTube, with my keto, and so forth. I realize that the addiction part is the part that needs tending to. It's like a garden, and it needs tending to and weeding all of the time. It's not so much what you eat or what I eat. It's when I eat, how I eat, the whys and the wherefores, along with what I don't have when I'm not eating, the only black coffee, the only plain water. So that was the early part where, it was still loaded coffees with permission from the keto world. It was keto-fying things, desserts. I never got into the bread part, but I did get into the cookies and desserts part. And I was allowing myself 3, my version of fat bombs per week. And on the other days that I didn't have the keto dessert fat bomb, I was longing for that. And so I was, duh, you're an addict, having it 3 times a week, it only sets you up for wanting more. My disease wants more. So the way that I treat my keto food plan today in maintenance is different than how I was then. But back then I was very strict and structured. When those 3 fat bombs ceased to work, then I just became, strict keto during, just the entree, the veggies, the fats, the meat. And then keto people started saying you need more protein. And I knocked off the berries. So it was just really meats, veggies, no fruits, and the healthy fats. Less coconut oil, more butter and ghee. Not a ton, but coconut oil, it wasn't really in my day. I sometimes cooked with it, but not to the degree that I did when I first began keto. So I hope this helps a lot of people that are trying to get back on the keto bandwagon. Meats, well, I'm not a big fish eater, but meats, that included fish every now and then. Veggies, total carbs under 20, and the healthy fats. No keto-fying except the pizza on Saturday. Coffee is strictly black. No flavored soda water's the game changer for me. The last 15 pounds that I've lost, probably in the last 8 months. I just reached a new low yesterday. I weighed myself for the month of April, and I do it once a month, excuse me. I even have to dust off the scale after a month, and I lost 2 more pounds. So I'm very fortunate that this is still continuing to work for me. So I have my veggies. My carbs are total always. I don't play net, and it's under 50 now in maintenance. Every now and then I will include a treat, something that works, just to fill out the menu for the day, because I don't want more of this or more of that. I'd rather add this and have the satiety work for me. I like satiety. I like feeling content. I like feeling full, but not in a bloated way that too many veggies gave me. Lettuce stopped being a friend a couple of years ago. So now when I do have a salad, it's with coleslaw mix. I get the organic one from Whole Foods. And that's pretty much how I handle it. I do have dairy. I have 0% Faya yogurt. I have 2 to 4 to 6% good culture cottage cheese, depending on, usually when I buy it, the expiration date is what matters to me. And I still have dark chocolate on occasion. It's not a big draw for me, but it exists. And I track, weigh, and measure my food still to this day. Maintenance doesn't give me license for, like, oh yeah, have some of this and have a slice of that and a piece of that, and you don't need to measure. No, no. I'm still asking for sanity every day, and sanity comes from a kitchen scale and a chronometer. That's how I look at it. So happy to do this. Hope it worked for you, and I will see you here the next time on Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto. This has been Sarah. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.